Hey, what's up? First and foremost, anyone out there in the Pacific Palisades, LA area, hope you're doing well. And yeah, it's that seeing that is kind of insane. And I don't know, I was watching videos and stuff from it, and it's really weird because it's not like I'm not from LA. I've never like been. I never. It wasn't even a thing. I think I went with my family once, but strangely, okay, so I went to Orange County and all that stuff. Was there for like 9 months, from mid to end 2023 till like middle of 2024. And so around that time was my birthday. And for my birthday, I asked for tickets for concert. And when I was there initially, I was like, okay, I'll just stay in California or whatever, not knowing it would be hell for me mentally and all that stuff. But I would do that. So I had two tickets for July 20th and August 28th in California. I had one for Nile Horn July 28th and then 20 Pilots August 20th. So I'm like, okay, I got a month here. So I could either A, go back to Arizona and then just drive up two separate weekends, which I was like, doesn't seem right. Even cost wise, like just to like, okay, would I just drive right back after the concert or would I get a hotel? And what's crazy to think about is instead of doing that, I got an Airbnb that was $823, which probably is less in terms of if we were talking about gas prices and getting a hotel for like a day or two. It's somewhat close for a place for a month. And that should have been a massive red sign. But okay, how this ties into any of that stuff. So the place is in Reseda or whatever. It's near it's in like the valley. It's a really not great area, I'd say. I mean, it's where I think they where the Karate Kid stuff takes place or whatever, like the dojo and Cobra Kai and all that stuff. But it's not a great area. I would say I was not a fan. So what I would do a lot of times when I was there, pretty much every single day for hours on end, I would drive to other areas. And I don't know if any of y'all been to LA or any stuff. Like I was only there for that time. But if there's a map, whatever, this is like the valley. I don't know how to do it, but there's like the valley, then there's some like mountains. And then you like there's like Burbank over here, Hollywood, like UCLA's over here, and then like Inglewood and all that stuff. And then there's like Venice over here, Palisades right here, Malibu. And what I would do is I'd drive, there's like mountains like this. I would drive through and I would hang out in like Malibu or Palisades because I was like, I do not want to chill in Reseda. So I'd just go to the beaches or hang out and like grab food or something like that. Really cheap food, by the way. Do not get it twisted. I'm not spending my. I wasn't going to Erewhon and stuff like that. But I would go and see these places. Like there's a bunch of beaches along the Palisades. I would go to these beaches. There's one near the Getty Villa, which burned down. But it's crazy because of that. Like I'm looking back and thinking about it. By the way, really tough time for me. So it's not like I'm like I wasn't like missing it. But I look back and I'm like, now after the fire and stuff like that, I'm like, holy guac, like the timing is insane because what are the chances that you go somewhere that like I mean I can't remember anything happening there. I'm sure there's been wildfires, but I can't remember. But like going there and then 4 months later it's burnt to a crisp. So it's like that felt like a thing like where I was like, that's interesting. Like my most traumatic time was in a place that a lot of it no longer exists, which is strange. And it's a really pretty area, but it was such an experience. Like this, I'm looking at this book, Dear John. Bought this book out in a thing in Reseda or whatever. And I read this on there's like some beaches like Castle Rock or Zuma Beach where I would sit there on the beaches and you can look back on my channel like 4 months ago. I made these like vlogs that no one watched this book Love Songs also. But I would literally sit on these beaches like Zuma, a bunch of beaches in Malibu or Palisades. I was in Venice a little bit, but it's crazy to think about because it was. I remember like thinking about these places and all that stuff, and I wasn't quite thinking like, oh, that it could have been like this. Like it's crazy to think about that. It's not like, oh, it's a few years later. It's literally months later. I'm looking at these places that I was just at, and they're gone. And it's not like it was a thing to where it was because it was literally just I got two concert tickets and I was out there for a month and I just so happened to be in a place that I really didn't like, so I would drive down to these areas because I definitely cannot afford being in these areas. But if it feels kind of crazy to like look at this stuff and do that. And to anyone out there, like to the people that have homes and like who live there and families stuff like that, thoughts and prayers for you because it's just. I mean, look at that. It's insane. It reminds me of the Maui wildfires that were happening. I forget how long ago, but it reminds me of that. Like where it's just like destruction and it's so sad because that area is super nice and it's like there's a reason why it's so expensive, why it's because it's just a beautiful area. Like I mean Malibu and Palisades, all it's really nice stuff. So it's I feel for all the people that lost their homes or any of that stuff. And yeah, I can't imagine what it's like because it hasn't whatever. But I don't know. It feels weird to see it happening after being there a few months ago, and I can look back and watch these vlog stuff like that of places that literally will no longer exist, which is insane. It's like ridiculous. What are the chances that I'm there for a month within 4 months of it being burnt out? Like, it's crazy. And it's not like I was and it's not even like I was okay, so the place I was staying at was Reseda. It's whatever in the valley. I was honestly in the Palisades in this area more. So it's almost like I really stayed there, and what I'd do is I'd hang out there till like nighttime and then drive back and like grab food or something like that and stay there. But it's so weird. It's crazy to see that happen, and it makes me value and feel very blessed that I was able to experience that kind of stuff, because I'm sure it will go back in certain things, but it's like that the way it was will not be the way it's gonna be, because it's gonna it literally it got destroyed. But it's, I don't know, it's just one of those things that it kind of ties into what I talk about in these other ones about value the things you have, even if it's tough. Is that like, I was very lucky to have the opportunity to be out there and experience, see these things or do these things that may be a bit tricky to do now the next few years. And I was very lucky to like drive down the streets and just certain things, because obviously the roads and stuff like that are still gonna be there. Like, there's still gonna be stuff, but it's more so that it's gonna have to rebuild and change and all this stuff. And yeah, it kind of blows my mind. I can't lie about it. And it's strange. It almost feels like I don't know, it feels like a thing that's like kind of hard to like fathom, because it's not, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Because that time to me, like that experience was so kind of like, it felt so like it felt almost not like a dream. Like it felt like an out of body deal, and not in a way where I felt great. Like I was struggling a lot, and it was really tough. And there's videos of me crying and stuff like that, and it was really tough. But it also was one of those things where you're in an area that's just so pretty and so nice, and you're seeing these sunsets on the beach, and you're like, wow, like it was one of those perspective things where like, oh, I'd love to be with someone else or doing this stuff. It was one of those whatevers that I was like, oh, I'd love to go here with someone and then do this and do that. And yeah, I was just very blessed to be there. But yeah, to anyone out there, thoughts and prayers out there. I just wanted to talk about it because it was just on my mind. I was thinking about that, and yeah, I hope everyone out there is doing well, because it's a tough situation, and yeah, it's really sad. So yeah, to anyone struggling, anyone, and not necessarily in Palisades, but like anyone out there going through tough times, just know, hey, everything happens for a reason. And let me know in the comments how you're doing, and if you want to talk, I can talk or whatever. But yeah, I love you guys a lot, and yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.